Now we're ready to look at our actual administrative interface for the CMS system. So I've gone on to zCycle, I've gone into the admin area, I've logged in, and as you can see here, there's several links for the content management system. First link is create site page files. That of course is the first thing that we're going to do. We need to create the page files before we can edit any content in them, and also before it makes any sense to upload files that might display in the content. So let's go to create site page content, and let's take a look here and see what it says. Site files represent a page on the site. Site files are HTML documents that may contain some JavaScript for programmable functions. May be created by using the functions in the table. Okay, here we go. Add files to folder named, well, got company info, games, manufacturers, resources, and so on. For our purposes of this tutorial, we're not going to add or edit anything or upload anything to any folder other than company info. So now, before we add a file to company info, we need to know what other files are in there. And the reason we do it this way with the drop-down box is, well, we might want to display all the files in games or all the files in manufacturers. So, in this case, we want to see what files are already in company info, so we're going to press this button. And there we go, the current files. These files already exist in this folder, so don't use the same name. We've got home, flower, that's an image. Test01 PHP, that's a test file I did just a little bit ago. Got a picture file that we uploaded. So now we know what file names are already in there. We don't want to use any of these. By the way, if we did want to unlink any of these files, we could choose it and hit delete selected file. There's a little function in our home.php that will unlink that file. But we're not going to do that. We're going to add a different file. We'll get real creative with our name here, test02. Okay. Notice that the PHP is automatically appended. For making web pages in a PHP site, might as well call all the pages .php. So we don't have to include .php here. Also, we do not want to use spaces, apostrophes, and so on in the file name. Now we could add lots of JavaScript to prevent people from doing that. It's pretty straightforward, but we're just going to tell them do not do that and hope that they don't. So now we're ready to add this file, and what folder is it going to be added to? Company info. Company info is selected right here. So test02.php will be added to the company info folder. Well, that took just a second or two, but it looks like the file was created. And we can double check on that if we want. See if we have test02, sure enough, in our list of files in this folder. So it's in there. Now we're ready to go on to the next step.